Hello, you are welcome back to this course. Under Section 5 of Unit 6, we will be looking at clearing, which is another step in histological studies. So we will look at the importance of clearing and also some clearing agents and the factors that influence the selection of clearing agents. Hope you enjoy this session as well. By the end of this session, you should be able to explain clearing of tissues and also explain the need for clearing and list some clearing agents and determine the best clearing agent to use for a given tissue sample. When the dehydrating agent and the mounting medium are not miscible, there is an intermediate fluid that is used, and this fluid is the clearing fluid. And for such clearing fluid, they are able to dissolve or mix with both alcohol and paraffin. In this case, if the histological procedure made use of alcohol as the dehydrating agent and paraffin wax as the mounting medium. An example of the clearing agents normally used are xylene, toluene, chloroform, clove oil, benzol, and cedarwood oil. Clearing renders the tissue transparent, and but the main purpose of clearing is that it ensures the removal of all traces of alcohol, and because of that, it is sometimes referred to as dealcoholization. And this process allows the tissue to be infiltrated with balsam. Incomplete dehydration will be indicated by cloudiness in the clearing agent when this particular procedure or step is performed. Let's have a look at some of the clearing agents. Beginning with xylene, it is rapid clearing agent and highly flammable, and it's able to render tissues transparent, and the xylene volatilizes easily in paraffin oven, and that is advantageous. The tissue blocks that do not exceed 3 millimeters in thickness are cleared within 15 to 30 minutes. However, for brain and blood containing tissues, they tend to become brittle if they are immersed in xylene for a longer period. Now, benzene is also clearing agent that is normally used, and however, it is carcinogenic, and because of that, it is not advisable to make use of benzene. The third type of clearing agent is toluene, and toluene has lower toxicity compared to benzene, which is carcinogenic, and it is highly flammable and has similar clearing properties like that of xylene, and it is somewhat more expensive than xylene. That is a disadvantage. However, it's able to clear within 15 to 180 minutes, depending on the type and the thickness of the tissue. Chloroform is also another clearing agent employed in histological studies, and it is expensive but popular clearing agent. And this one, chloroform is non-flammable, and they cause minimal shrinkage or hardening of tissues, and it is relatively slow in its displacement of alcohol, and it gives the necessary consistency and support when carrying out the sectioning step. Now, the choice of the clearing agent will depend on a number of factors, and these are the type of tissues to be processed and the type of processing to be undertaken. Another factor is that the processor system to be used is also important, and the intended processing conditions such as the temperature and pressure should also be considered. We should also look at safety factors, the cost and convenience of the procedure, and then speedy removal of the dehydrating agent should also be considered. and then you have to minimize tissue damage so that when observing under the microscope, proper view or the proper orientation and view of the specimen will be observed. This brings us to the end of Unit 5 of Section 6. Under this session, we've studied the need for clearing of tissue in histological studies and some of the reagents that are used or clearing agents used and the criteria of selecting these clearing agents.